Hello there and welcome back. My name is Yoon Gray. And this guy, his name is Yoon Gray also. Well, I'm saying welcome back mainly to myself. Because I haven't made a video in pretty much half a year. And welcome back to any previous viewers of my videos. And welcome back to any new viewers. It's nice, or not welcome back, welcome. It's nice to have you here. Okay, first off, something completely unrelated to this series of videos. If you were wondering where my Let's Build Maze Runner series is, I'll give you a definitive answer. I'm done with Let's Build Maze Runner series. Yeah, sorry. I was already burnt out on Minecraft when I started that series, and making that map didn't help that fact. I have no desire to play Minecraft anymore. None. Zero. Zilch. None. No whatsoever. Even though it is by far my most viewed series. I've got over 60,000 views on that series alone. I'm kind of just in this to have fun, you know? I enjoy making these videos regardless of how many people watch them. And I don't expect a I don't expect to be able to talk in these videos. No, I don't expect a massive amount of people to watch this video or the ones to come from the series. So, on to this video. For those of you watching this, I would assume you already know what this game is. This is GuildWars, the original GuildWars, the first title in the series, Prophecies. It was released in 2005, so this is a grandpa game now. For the people who still play this game, it is like no other, and it is immensely enjoyable to play for those people. It is an MMO, as you can see by the people walking around, but just about everything can be done by one person. I pretty much play the game like a single player game. Sometimes with the Zacian bounties, or not bounties, but the Zacian quests, I do run around with other players. I mean, it's kind of fun, you know, interacting with real people. But I think the main reason I still play is that the single player playability is so strong in this game. Guild Wars actually turned 10 years old this year. If you can't do the maths. There was a decent celebration with all kinds of events and new festival weapons. They sucked ass, but there were a couple of rare skins you could get that you can't get otherwise. It was a good time, I thought. I mean, I liked it. I had fun. And just a couple weeks ago was the Wayfarer's Reverie also, which is an annual celebration in Guild Wars of the release of Guild Wars 2. It's a celebration of Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 1, yeah. You just run around doing a few quests and you can get some rare items. I actually just got the Legionnaire Summoning Stone, which I think is the coolest item in the game. I don't care what you think. That is the coolest item in the game. The freaking guy has 2 elites. It's like pretty much like having a party size of 9 everywhere you go. But it does cost a skill point. But with characters who have had a bunch of hours, you probably got over 1,000, 2,000 skill points. Okay, one more quick thing I would like to say before I get started with this video. This is not my first Guild Wars video. It is for this channel, though. No, actually, it's not. Those videos are from my previous channel, but they're not up here anymore. I used to have a YouTube channel by the name of YoungGray55, and on it, all I did was I made Guild Wars videos. This was way back in the day before Guild Wars 2 came out, when Guild Wars was still very popular. I did all kinds of videos, like tutorials, farms, runs, and just random things I thought were cool. If you were into Guild Wars from, I don't know, around 2007, 2010-ish, and watched Guild Wars videos on YouTube, you probably watched some of my videos. This was way before, like, Wooden Potatoes, who was a somewhat larger YouTuber, who used to make Guild Wars 1 videos. But yeah, that was before him. I'm sure some of you watched Doombox. Well, good old Doombox. Yeah, I started making Guild Wars videos right around the same time as he did. Maybe before or after he did? I don't know. I didn't start watching his videos till later, I think. So I probably started after him. And at the time, I was the second largest Guild Wars YouTuber behind Doombox. But that channel no longer exists. I used copyrighted music in some of my videos, and that was back when YouTube would just delete your channel if you had copyrighted stuff in your videos. So I started making videos again on this channel about a year ago. Okay, that's enough chit-chat. Time for some more chit-chat. So this video will be the introduction and setup for the rest of the videos in this series. in which I will show each of my characters, builds I enjoy using, my team builds, and other random things I like doing in Guild Wars these days. So it's this series of videos is basically people who have been playing Guild Wars for a while and are maybe thinking about getting back into it. If you'd like any other Guild Wars videos, just leave a comment or a suggestion, and I'll probably make it. I don't do speed clears though, so none of that crap. This here is my monk, Ian Gray. Don't ask me where I got the name from. It was just something I made up like 8 years ago. Ooh, there's some thunder going on outside. This is my main character, and it has by far the most playtime. I can't really remember how much playtime. Let's turn the UI back on. Age, okay, this character is 94 months, but my count is 98 months, and I have almost 5,000 hours. I used to have a lot of people ask me why I played Monk, and why I chose it as my main character. And I think the reason goes deeper than just this game, you know? I just like the idea of healing and keeping other people alive, keeping the team alive. You know, I held the team up, you know, in my hand, you know, and I could crush them easily by just not healing anyone if I wanted to. And I would always used to play as a healer. I was the best damn healer you could find. I was the best damn healer you could lay your eyes on. You just see me and like, oh, he's gonna keep me alive. Because I'm a lover, not a fighter. And I think I translated that into this game with this character. I just felt like it was a great portrayal of myself. So this is what I chose. And what I stuck with. It was only about a year ago when I started playing my other character. Jesus Christ, I've been rambling a whole bunch. So let's get started on what this video is about. There will be 3 main topics in this video, and the ones to come. First will be the builds I like to use. My favorite ones and ones I think are neat. You can for sure like recommend builds, and I might come up with like a follow-up video of just a bunch of builds that are cool and how to use them and stuff. Second will be my team builds, and thirdly will be, is that even a word? Thirdly will that just doesn't sound, that sounds weird. Okay, thirdly will be what I like to use the character for and what I like to do nowadays on that character, like with that character. Because I do different things with different characters. So maybe you can get some ideas from this that'll help you enjoy this good old game. Alright, now time for some builds. So let's go to the templates, and the first one I want to show is this guy, which I call, I like to sort them, so I put the little dashes in front of ones I use most commonly. And then I sort it by profession, and then I call this one Easy Healing. So, this build consists of Glimmer of Light, Dwayne's Kiss, Dismiss Condition, Mindbender, Air of Superiority, Rebirth, Aegis, and Ebon Vanguard, Summoning Support. This is the build I use most of the time in just like PvE hard mode, doing Zation quests and missions. But I mean, most of the time I don't use this build, but this is the healing build I use most of the time. The reason why, I kind of just came up with this build myself. I'm not claiming I came up with it, but I came up with it with myself, for myself. I just added some random heroes for reference. So, what I do is I cast Mindbender on myself, which makes me move 33% faster and cast spells 20% faster. So 20% faster on a quarter-second freaking casting time is ridiculous. And I also use Air Superiority. A lot of people don't know what Air Superiority actually does. They know it gives you random as your own benefits, but I have a list of them right here. Air Superiority removes all conditions, 30% chance. Doubles XP, 20% chance. Heals yourself for 50, 20% chance. Gain 5 energy, 20%. And the one that I use, or not the one that I use, the reason why I use this skill is for, it recharges all your skills. But that's only a 10% chance. But, I mean, a 10% chance, you're killing a group of 8 enemies. I mean, you've got a chance to recharge all your skills. So, I like that. That's good. The first 2 skills are really the only 2 skills that I use most of the time. Maybe that for, like, before I aggro, I'll call. I'll use Ebon Vanguard Assassin Support. And then I'll get ready to use these. So, what I do is I click on who I'm going to cast it on, and then I use the hotkeys 1 and 2. So I'm just over here clicking 1, click 2, click 1, click 1, click 2, click 2, click 1, like that. And that's how I heal. That's actually not how I would heal. God, I used to hate healing so much, but I would heal, and it was so frustrating because I would click over here, then click the skill, then click over here, click the skill, just back and forth, missing stuff. Oh crap, rearranging my freaking icons in my taskbar. Dang it, I moved something. I don't know what I moved. But yeah, hotkeys are the way to go. So I use 1 and 2 for those two, and this is a really great healing build. The energy is actually pretty good. You can keep the energy up nicely. Whoops. And next up is what I call the Selfless Spirit Energy Healer. And you really kind of benefit from having a high Cursical Luxon skill, because Selfless Spirit is is it called something different with the Luxon? Is it? It is called, okay, it's called Selfless Spirit also. I have a higher Cursic than Luxon, so I use the Cursic one. But what it does, lasts for 20 seconds. If you have a 20% enchanted weapon mod, you get, let's see, what is that? What's 10% of 20? That would be 2. And then multiply that by 2, so 4 seconds. So it lasts 24 seconds. And what that does is it makes Dwayne's Kiss and a Horizon of Healing only cost 2 energy. So that's great for healing. I mean, using 2 energy to cast your healing skills, that's pretty beneficial for just a regular caster healing monk. Because as you know, well, if you've never played a healing monk, you would know, but healing monks run out of energy super quick because they have almost no energy management. Divine Healing, Heaven's Delight for party heals, Aegis, Ebon Vanguard Assassin support, and Unyielding Aura for extra healing, and Immediate Resurrect. Man, you will not realize how valuable that skill is until you use it. And yep, the tried and trusted Assassin's Promise Caller. This build with the team I'm going to show you just about obliterates everything in hard mode. Exceptions would be like the Domain of Anguish, which I think you might actually could do with this build, but with the lack of buffs and low healing this team has, wouldn't recommend this for Domain of Anguish, and I'm going to show you the team build after this. I really cannot think of any other place where this build has not been usable for me. This is a build that I use 95% of the time. You can really use this build on any caster character. And I use it on my assassin sometimes, but not really that much because it's not nearly as fun as a dagger build. It's just a generic build that almost any character can use. It really only works well with team builds like the one I'm going to show you, which is pretty much a Discord way team. I have 4 heroes with Discord, and if you're not familiar to use Discord, the foe has to have a condition and either Hex or Enchanted. And the way this team build works so well with Assassin's Promise Caller is that when I call the target with Assassin's Promise, so I hold down Control, click Assassin's Promise, it's a Hex, so that's half of the requirement for Discord. And yeah, as I'm casting Assassin's Promise on the target I called, I also use You Move Like a Dwarf, which inflicts cripple condition, as well as does 80 damage and knocks down. It's freaking overpowered. Then boom, 4 heroes spike Discord. Hopefully on the target I called, and that's over 500 possible damage with 4 Discords, and you move like a dwarf. And Discord recharges in 2 seconds, so you just move on to the next target since Assassin's Promise recharges itself and all of your skills, and gives you freaking 17 energy. I typically don't use healing builds anymore because it cuts the efficiency of this team by a lot. And now for the bonus build. I've got a little surprise for you guys with this one. This is a build that I made for farming Vaetters. And first off, no, it is not as efficient as a Permasin, but it's damn close. If you're interested in this build, I'll put a link in the description to my PVX Wiki article about it. Because I chose my monk as my main character, I wanted to do everything on him. I've been farming Vaetters on my assassin since the early kegging days. Gosh, the good old kegging days. Man, I miss those. But I just came up with this build a few months ago. It's a Permasin build that uses Balthazar's Aura, Kieran's Wrath, and Symbol of Wrath to kill all the Vaetters simultaneously. It takes a little longer than a Permasin because it takes casting of each of those 3 damage spells twice to kill all the Vaetters. if you're observative, if you can talk, if you're observative, you'll notice the absence of a healing regeneration spell. And that is because of Shadow Form's inherent 5 damage reduction. Enemy spells cannot target you. Gain 5 damage reduction for each assassin enchantment on you. And Shadow Form counts itself into this buff. Because this is a 55 monk, you only take 5 damage with Protective Spirit. And Shadow Form reduces that damage down to 0. So, presto reducto. 0 damage. There is a trick, though. It's mainly a game mechanic trick. In order for this build to work, you must cast the first 3 skills in order. So, Protective Spirit, Deadly Paradox, then Shadow Form. Then you're good. It will not work if you cast Shadow Form, then Protective Spirit, because of the way the game engine works. It counts buffs in order rather than all at once. So think of it this way. If you were to cast Shadow Form first, so you cast Shadow Form first, then Protective Spirit, each time you took damage, it would count your buffs in the order you casted them. So since you casted Shadow Form first, it would reduce the damage you take by 5. Then Protective Spirit would reduce your initial damage down to 10%. This way, you would always take 5 damage. And with 60 Vaettirs attacking you all at once, you're not going to last. Like, at all, with no health regeneration. Even with health regeneration, you wouldn't last. So, if you're thinking about, you don't want to use Shadow Form, I'll just use health regeneration. Well, that also wouldn't work because they would cast spells on you. But if they didn't cast spells on you and you wanted to use health regeneration, you couldn't because there's 60 of them attacking you at once. So, I don't know, if 10 attack you at once, you're dead anyway. So the way you want to do it is you cast Protective Spirit first. It reduces the initial damage to 5. Then it reads Shadow Form, and it reduces the calculated damage after Protective Spirit down 5. So you would take 5 damage. And this way, here, I'll show you real quick. I'll show you real quick how it works. Okay, so I'm in hard mode, and I'm just going to run up to these Berserking Minotaurs. Alright, come on, hurry up, come on, let's go. Alright, cast those, and cast that. So this is the way it should work. See, 0 damage all across the board. 0 damage. And I'll keep going just to show you. Yep, 0 damage. I'll cast it one more time to prove that it does work on a recast. So back to recast. Have very little time to cast Shadow Form. There we go. It's working. Alright, now let's rezone and I'll do it again. Okay, so this time I'm going to cast Deadly Paradox, then Shadow Form first. Oh, come on guys, come back. Then Protect Spirit. So see, 5 damage every single time. But I'm going to cast Protective Spirit again. Nothing. Does nothing. So, in order for this build to work, you have to cast Protective Spirit first. Because if you cast Shadow Form first, it reduces the initial damage you take by 5. So you're still going to be taking a crap load of damage. Then, after that, it reduces the damage you take with Protective Spirit by 10%. Or down to 10%. So you're still actually taking 5. I really only use this build on holidays. I don't actually do much farming. I did actually get Legendary Survivor with this too. So it is a pretty safe build. I mean, there's always lag and disconnects, which, well, I mean, will kill you with any build. But yeah, now to show the build in action. I'll speed it up, but I am going to use a stopwatch to record the time. Okay, and now on to the team build that I use. I use kind of a custom variant to, I think you'd call it Discord Way. I've heard it called Sab Way, Train Way. So I use Master of Whispers, Oleus, Livia, Norgu, Gwen. Oop, not Ogden. No, not Ogden. I don't use Ogden. Razah as a Ritualist, and Zoundra. So, these are their builds. Those are my 4 Discord Way heroes, and my 2 Mesmers. They got Fever Dreams and Panic. And then this is the heart, lifeline, backbone, pinky toe of the build. I love this build for Ritualist support. This is one of the best builds I've ever seen, or I've ever used for a Ritualist. I'll show this one first because I love this build. God, it's kept me alive so many times. It's ridiculous. Armor of Unfeeling, Boon of Creation, Soul Twisting, Shelter, Union, Displacement, Mend Body and Soul, and Signet of Creation. The reason why I love this build so much are these 4 skills right here. Soul Twisting, Shelter, Union, and Displacement. Maybe not Displacement. Maybe just these 3. These 3 right here. These 3 are... you're the real MVP, you 3. Soul Twisting. Your binding rituals cost 15 less energy. Minimum 10. So that makes Shelter and Union cost 10 energy, which also, Boon of Creation makes it cost 5 less energy. So these 2 only cost 5 energy, as opposed to 25 and 15. So that's great for energy management. Plus, it recharges them instantly, and this only takes 15 seconds. So these 2 are going to be dying pretty often. So having this recharge at 15 seconds, which makes these 2 instantly recharge, is great. But the reason why these work so well together, Shelter creates a level 11 Spirit 58-second lifespan. Non-spirit allies within a range cannot lose more than 10% maximum health from a single attack. So it's basically a party-wide protective spirit. Damage prevention cost, the spirit loses 47 health, which the higher your communing is, the less health he'll lose each time. Well, okay, it could be a she, could be a female spirit. I won't discriminate. And then Union creates a level 11 spirit, 58-second lifespan, just like this one. Whenever a non-spirit ally within range takes damage or lifesteal, it reduces damage by 15, and the spirit takes 15 damage. So these 2 together, it's almost just like Protective Spirit and Shadow Form. These 2 together, they do the exact same thing almost. Jeez, phone, be quiet. This reduces 10% of your maximum damage, which I think I have like 530. So I will take 53 damage, but I'll also take 15 less damage on top of that. So I'll be taking like 47 damage. Is that? No, not 47, 37. Yeah, I think that's right. And these 2 together work so well because, I mean, one instance where it works great is in there's, oh god, what is it called? Where the dungeon in Eye of the North, right outside of the Central Transfer Chamber, where you killed Magnus. Heart of the Silver Peaks, I think. It's the dungeon, not the quest. It might work in the quest also. Yeah, it actually does work very well in both the quest and the dungeon, because there are the they're not ruby gens, are they? They're the flame spirits, and they have as well as there's the flame elementals, and they have huge AoE damage. They all do like crazy AoE damage, and if you put these 2 back and then go in and attack them, I mean, your party will survive a whole lot longer. And this works like super well in Underworld too, especially in hard mode. I've done the Underworld in hard mode with this exact team build. This exact one. Maybe not fall back, a couple reses. But yeah, it reduces the damage that the Ache do by to 10% of your health. I mean, normally the Ache do what, like between like 200 and 500 damage. It's crazy. And this reduces it to 10%. So it's like nothing. It's just like a normal hit. And yeah, there's normally, what, like 2, 3, 4 Ache in a group. So yeah, I mean, this works super well, like everywhere. Alright, now start with Master of Whispers. He's got Discord. He's also a Minion Master. Got a Condition Spreader, which weaken armor also spreads to adjacent foes. Has 3 heals: Men, Body, and Soul, Spirit Light, and Protective was Coli, and then Flesh of My Flesh. So he has Protective was Coli. So the weapon that you give this character that has Protective was Coli really doesn't help that character that much, that hero that much, because he's going to be holding that majority of the time. And as soon as he drops it, he's normally going to recast it immediately. Then there's Oleus. He also has Discord, also is a Minion Master, Condition Spreader, Hex, and a little bit of Protection Healing, just a little bit. Shield of Resource from Protective Spirit and Aegis. So yeah, that's good backup. Livia is also Discord, Minion Master, Condition Spreader, and Hex, Men, Body, and Soul, Spirit Light, and also was Pricked of Colia, and a Res. So almost the same thing as my Master of Whispers. Then we've got Norgu. He's got Fevered Dreams and then a bunch of other stuff. A few interrupts, enchantment removal. I normally keep fallback. It's kind of useful. I really only put a res on, or only replace that with a res when I'm in like the underworld, where I mean, if you get a party wipe, you're done. Then I got Gwen. She's got Panic and a few hexes, enchantment removal, interrupts, fallback as well. Then I've got Razah. I have Razah as a Ritualist, and I've been thinking about changing him to a Necromancer because the Necromancer energy management is so much better. But he's got Discord, a Hex, and as well as some Spirit, Shadow Song, Disenchantment, Pain, and Dissonance, and Signal of Creation. So that's his energy management. So this is my team build. So really, the fist of the build is Discord. Is these 4 characters with, or 4 heroes with Discord. So it's freaking 4. I mean, if you do it at the right time, if you call it the right time, I mean, that's a possible over 500 damage if they don't have any buffs on them. And then Zandra's build, which is, gosh, keeps you alive so well. So, if you've watched this far, you might be getting kind of excited, like, hey, I kind of want to get back into Guild Wars. And great, that's awesome. But there are some things you might want to do before you start playing again. I recommend coming up with a battle plan. Like, make a to-do list on stuff you want to do in the game. And add to it as you plan. Even if you're not a title grinder, I recommend working on some titles. Ones like Cartography, Skill Hunter, Legendary Defender. Ones like those where you're actually playing the game. It can be so much fun. You can lose track of time easily while doing them. Go do all the dungeons in Eye of the North. Do them again in hard mode. Go farm for some unique weapons you've always wanted instead of just buying them. Give all your heroes rare unique weapons. Upgrade their armors with all the in-game armors. Buff them all out with runes and insignias. Do all that stuff. And do it again on all your other characters. Take all your characters through each game and get them some badass armor. Experiment with different armor, like different armor combinations, to come up with something you've never seen. The armor combination that I have on my monk, God, I love it. I've been using this for years. You'll have fun doing all that stuff, I promise. Final notes. I want to know if you guys enjoyed the video and if you're looking forward to more. Leave suggestions, leave feedback, leave and don't come back. No, just kidding. Please come back. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.